Jack Thompson survived the aftershock that shook the already collapsed freeway structure. He had been ordered out of the danger area by the police, but he refused to go, convinced that some of the trapped people could still be alive.
Hello? What I did then is my smoke was down there. The air was very, very thin. It was hard to breathe. To imagine that all those people were just squished in those cars and there was nothing they could do. It was devastating.
Is there anybody here?
All of a sudden, I heard a voice, and it said, "Is anybody alive? Is anybody there?" It was so shocking to hear a human voice near me that I could not respond. I was choked up.
Is there anybody here?
And then finally I broke, like a dam broke loose, and I said,
Yes! Where are you? I'm trapped!
I couldn't believe that anybody could be in a car that was only 2 feet high.
In here?
It's a very small, very confined space. The fumes were real bad. It was hard to breathe. Not much oxygen at all. And very difficult, very difficult.
Okay, we'll go around the other side.
It was the utmost scariest thing I'd ever been through in my life. You're facing death at any time. The freeway could fall, and I knew that when I was under there, but it was up to me to either get him out or we wouldn't be out of there. So I just had to keep going.
I'm gonna need a crowbar. Hang on, I'll bring some help.
I can't breathe very well.
Hang on, don't give up.
I
Hey, what's your
thought
name?
he might be back, he might not, but I believed him.
Thanks, Jack.
I took instant trust to that man. I sensed that he was a threat.
So I had to crawl back out again. I yelled down below, down on the ladder. I said, I need a crowbar. Somebody threw up a crowbar. There's a lot of people that stood around. A lot of people that should have been doing something weren't doing something. And I guess maybe that even helped out, because I was looking at the people around me and saying, we got to get these people out. Someone's got to go up there and get them out. And there were a lot of people that weren't.
Hi. How you doing, Nick? Great.
We talked like old friends already.
Hey, anybody in there? Over here.
You scratch the paint.
We established a rapport between the two of us right from the very beginning. I never had that feeling in my whole life.
So I crawled around to the other side of the car with the crowbar, and I pried down and up on the doors again and tried to break the lock. This took quite a while. I realized that the only way we were going to get him out was to take the steering wheel and cut the steering wheel apart.
The steering wheel was locked into my lap, right? He had collapsed all the way down. So Jack thought that cutting the 3 connecting pins on the steering wheel, that he would be able to push it out. And they tried that, and he couldn't cut it. They had a dull blade, and Jack was mad at it.
I smell burning. It's electrical fire or something. This thing's gonna catch fire!
There was a panic in their voice. These people were working 1 inch of floating gasoline.
Another volunteer heard the call for help and rushed in with a fire extinguisher.
And that, of course, it would have put out any flame, but it also got rid of all the oxygen that was underneath there.
Jack survived the misguided help and went back to work amidst the fumes and the constant threat of explosion.
Yeah, really scary. Towards the end, the sun had gone down. The light that we had in the beginning, we didn't have. There were points during that time that I didn't think I was going to come out. And there was times when I didn't think any of us were going to come out.
There was one point where he almost gave up himself.
But it's that point in a person's mind that they have to make the decision. You just got to keep going.
Nick was free at last.
And they slowly pulled me back. They put me on the gurney. They tied me up and sideways, and here I am coming out, and I looked. I saw the lights and the applause, and I looked at them and I applauded. I saw the sky, and I saw the stars were big, every one of them. And I looked and I said, Lord, I thank you as many times as there are stars in the sky. And I said, and you can throw in a few billion more. And I hope that there is more Jack Thompsons in this life for everybody's sake.
The things that happened after the earthquake and that are happening now every day is totally different from before it happened. You get up in the morning, you're happy to be alive. You realize that the greatest gift in the world is to be able to give life to somebody else. And by no other means than by what I did for Nick, I was able to do that. And I'll never forget that. That was the greatest thing in my life.
Jack Thompson was awarded the Certificate of Valor from the California Highway Patrol for saving Nick Zaninovich. And Nick gave him the keys to the car, which without Jack's courage and determination would have been the scene of his death. Nick Zaninovich survived the collapse of the Cypress Freeway with every bone intact. When he and Jack Thompson talk about miracles, they speak from experience. Jack Thompson has moved from California to Minnesota, where he now raises livestock on a 6-acre farm. He doesn't know if this is forever, but he does know that after the Loma Prieta earthquake killed 66 people and caused $8 billion in damages, he needed time out. Next on Heart of Courage, one man stands up to a madman intent on killing.